John, maybe you could clip this, what I want to say now. I am a white Afrikaner woman in South Africa, and I have to live in this country as a minority, as regardless of my faith, as a white person and as an Afrikaans speaking person, I'm a minority. I'm also a beneficiary of the very unjust system of apartheid. I never voted for it, but as a child of people who, of my ancestors did support apartheid, and although I never supported it, it's an
Yes.
accident of my birth.
Yes.
And I just want to tell all the Muslims out there who are immigrants, if you want to be accepted and adopted by your new country, don't do what you are doing. Respect the fact that you are part of a certain culture and that you carry that baggage with you, whether you like it or not. That is part of your birthright, just like my birthright, whether I want or not, is the fact that I have to accept that I'm a beneficiary of a very unjust system, and that I
Yes.
can't blame Black people who say to me that I am white and therefore I'm possibly racist, because they have to see me as part of a group, and whether I want to or not, it's not fair, but I am part of that group, and I have to go out of my way to show that I am different in individual interactions. And I have to tell other white people who still behave in racist manners, I have to take the responsibility and tell them, get yourselves together. You have certain obligations by the accident of your birth. Don't be racist. And if I don't want to tell them that, then I can't blame anybody. I can't blame any white person who expects white people to be racist, because there are many racist white people.
Yeah.
And Muslims who are immigrants in other countries, in European countries, have the same burden to carry that I have as a white Afrikaner in South Africa today. And I never wanted to carry that burden, but I have to, because it is what it is. And I have to take that responsibility. And
That's the label you've been given, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah,
David, I liked what you said in a previous show that I've clipped, and
Ah.
it was about a quote of Martin Luther King when you said that he spoke how we should not judge people by the amount of melanin in their epidermis,
That's
but
right.
but by the content of their character.
Content of their character. Absolutely. And I think if we live more to that, each of us, because it's not just a nice set of words, but it is, in fact, a responsibility.
Yes.
Here's a man who was clearly religious, who I could understand, and chose not violence, but peace
Yes.
against people who were quite literally his enemy, and who did not want to see him and his people, based on the amount of melanin they had in their skin,
Yeah.
drink from the same fountain,
Yeah.
have the right to vote, have the right to get an education, um,
Or sit on a bus.
sit on a bus, live in a certain space, eat in a certain space, not even be able to sit at the same Woolworth counter. But
Yeah.
but he chose, as Gandhi did, not the road of violence, which
Yeah.
other people can do and have done, but the road to peace. And I think if we followed more in those footsteps, even those who we see as our adversaries,
Yeah.
we would win the argument on the moral ground,
Yeah. Yeah.
and eventually they'd stumble.
What grieves me is the very idea that we can be held responsible for the actions of our ancestors.
Hmm.
It would only take the realization by humanity that history is not transmitted in sperms and eggs.
Right, exactly.
for us to be able to wipe this consideration off culture.
Right.